Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu from our local province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the 23rd day of September 2024. Therefore, without taking any much time, I will hand over the microphone to our First Lady, Lolo Uchechi Okwu Kanu, in order to address Biafrans. Lolo, please, the platform is yours. Over to you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Great Biafrans. Good evening to you all. I speak blessings and peace upon you. And I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening to me. Okay. And for once, I want to ask you, how was your day today? I all your endeavors, you will find time continuously to be happy. Before I today, that onye ndị ichie na-akpụ isi ala nye ma bụrụ ndị mmụọ na-agara ya ozi. Ana m akpọ ndị mmụọ ozi gị n'abalị a to begin to purge our mind, our souls and spirits of every iniquitous tendencies. You set us apart and placed us in the path to walk with your servant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we count it as one of our blessings to be a part of this miracle that will redeem your precious race. I bring the leaders of this movement who are under the leadership of your servant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ranging from the DOS through to all the reps and coordinators, Rokwari and members of IPOB, and to the pillars, Ngalabaji, Nche, Nechebe, Ndi Nine and Nine, Naumunanye, for ESN. Guide and protect them all, that they may continue to walk in your status and your ordinances, that their word shall be A and A. Let the energies of the sun, the moon, the stars and the waters, the oceans, begin to attenuate the seeds of confusion, blackmail and backbiting of the enemies. Our tongue is our oracle, and our word is our bond. And because words are what was, what is, and what is to come, and by the covenant of truth and the blood of the souls of our fallen brothers and sisters, I release the wild wind upon any soul under the sound of my voice who is planting the seed of discord, confusion, and hate to be placed in the center of universe. You say, ọ ga-adịrị anyị na mma n'eke, ọ ga-adịrị anyị mma n'orie, ọ ga-adịrị anyị mma n'afọ, ọ ga-adịrị anyị mma na nkwọ. Good evening once again, great Biafrans. And thank you for joining me today, being the 23rd of September 2024. And for the avoidance of confusion to the last part of my prayer, to be placed in the center of the universe is where you become aligned with your thoughts. I want you to understand what you have said amen to and what you have said ise to. When you are placed in the center of the universe, you become aligned with your thoughts. It simply means become your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings. Just call it that's just in simple terms, that's what it means. When you begin to have thoughts that are not pure, my prayer tonight is that you're placed in the center of the universe, and that is where whatever you think, it comes to you, it becomes what you experience. Without it tufu otutu ege, I am here to speak on Onyendu's court case, which is coming up tomorrow, the 24th of September 2024. And also on self-preservation, because that very burden has been laying too much strain in my spirit of late. I would also not spend too much time, because I would always say that whatever you say, once you've gone past 30 minutes, the attention span of the people, especially this time of difficulties and all, people's attention span begin to dwindle down. Therefore, as you all know, I visited Onyendu during the summer holidays with our late son. First of all, we need to bear in mind or remember that we have won the Nigerian government in their court, their very own court. And what we all are dancing is the dance of incompetence, which has become the common tune in the Nigerian judiciary system. And naturally, I don't like to teach people what they already know. We all are educated. We all know what's going on. Everyone has been kept abreast of the happenings in the legal front, political and otherwise, economical and otherwise. And I having the natural tendencies to find the art of things, to perceive differently from the norm. I am here today to say not here to say what we already know, but to tell us the meaning of what is going on. Today, I am here to tell the Biafrans that what we require from the Nigerian Federal High Court, which is represented by Justice Binta Nyako. We have had enough of Justice Binta Nyako's action. From all that has been happening, she is confused, not because she does not know what is right. She knows that the Nigerian government unleashed mayhem in Afaruku Ibeku in September 2017, killing over 28 people in that quest to eliminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who narrowly escaped. His survival of that ordeal is a story for another time, another day, another story. One of the statements by the Nigerian Supreme Court, during their ruling in December 2023, is that Justice Binta Nyako ought not to have revoked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail. Question we should beg to ask is, since the bail ought not to have been revoked, what is the legal consequences? That very question is not being thrown in the legal front. So if the Supreme Court said in their ruling, oh, you ought not to have revoked his bail, okay, what are you doing, or what do you intend to do about that? There is no legal consequence. There is no legal action. There is no legal referral. Consequently, why would a Supreme Court override such legal gap and redirect the case to be tried at the same High Court that revoked the bail? These are the questions we need to hold on to blow it out. In fact, make it a mountain. It's a small question, but we can make a lot of mountain out of it. And now hold that question. Hold on to that question. N'ihi na ndị Igbo si na ikpe mara eziokwu n'aka azụ dị ya. Why did Justice Binta Inyako revoke Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail? He's also there in the court. Because she said he did not appear in court, right? But why did he not appear in court? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has reiterated this story, reiterated this event over and over again on his radio broadcast, several times. His legal representative, as at that time, filed every evidence available, pictures and videos of killings in that compound. But what an honorable court was meant to do in such matter was to launch its own investigation. As Justice Binta Inyako was reminded, in fact, she was prompted to launch her own investigation to affirm. In fact, she elusively erased her responsibility to affirm that assertion. That this made me remember. I mean, I'm thinking of this legal quote. There's a legal quote. Someone in the legal should remind me of this quote. There's this legal quote that they say an affirmation of an assertion must be equivalent to its logical something. I can't remember now. I'll get that. But Justice Binta Inyako refused, elusively evaded that responsibility to affirm that assertion that we said, this is what happened. Nigerian government evaded this compound, killed people, and you're not even sure if the same man you want to appear in court is alive. So rather than launching your own investigation, you revoked his bail. Insanity. Now she wants to go back to the same Ikpe that she judged. Remember that she has already ruled on this case. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won, or didn't he? Of course he did. And that was why Nigeria government went to the appeal court, because they were unhappy about the ruling. Into appeal court, we won as well. Appeal court said, on the premise, on the basis that you took this man. Now, some people need to understand that when you enforce someone's disappearance, which we have in bracket called extraordinary rendition, is an international crime. And there is also torture. It's an international crime because these are against human rights. So we won Nigerian government in the Court of Appeal. But the same Nigerian government went to Supreme Court, refusing to accept any of these rulings. What does that tell you? Now we are back to the same Federal High Court where it all began. Nigeria government / the Fulani cabal single-handedly mapped out Justice Binta Inyako to do their bidding. To either jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or she will have she will have her dubious husband and son dance hallelujah in the prison. Therefore, because Justice Binta Inyako's interests are conflicted, we are asking her to do the honorable thing by recusing herself from this case. So for a judge to recuse herself, it means that her interests are conflicted. She has conflict of interest. She's not following the rule of law. She's not making any progress whatsoever. So she does not know what else to do. She cannot go forward because we will not let her win. Justice Binta Inyako cannot go forward because we will not allow her. We will not let her. Neither can she go backwards because she is loyal to her nothing cabal brothers / the kidnap kingpin called Mohammed Buhari. Justice Binta Inyako is between the devil and the deep blue sea. Hence, we want to let her off, to have a breather, to recuse herself from further hearing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. So that is our push. And I believe that IPOB or the media world will push this out there in the media front. For Justice Binta Inyako to recuse herself. She is no longer required because she can no longer do her job without fear or favor. And that is what law and justice is all about. After all, is a blind woman, isn't it? But Justice Binta Inyako, her eyes are wide open. And we don't want such any longer. Consequently, we shall continue to push legally because we have stands. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was tortured and his disappearance was enforced. And these are international crimes. But the British government, in their neo-colonialism strategy, has continued to pretend they do not know what is going on. They also are pretending not to know that we are aware of their pretense. We know what they're doing, but they're pretending that they don't know that we know. Anyị ga-abọ ha afọ in the next coming days on their new colonialism system of operations. All of them. And that brings me to self-preservation. Self-preservation is a basic human instinct which I have been on about for some days now. It has been weighing so heavily on my spirit. So for those back home, you know, when you put to bed and your baby is growing up, a little baby on our motor say we now boss or guzoto first. You stand beside that little baby, you stand behind that baby to protect them from falling. Even you're waiting, or somebody is struggling to come down from a tree. Naturally, the instinct you have when you see the person is struggling is to go closer to help the person to come down. That very act is by self-preservation instinct. When you ordinarily protector, yeah, burglary proof. It's a protector na your door. Even mosquito net in your window is a self-preservation. When you're doing something to protect yourself from harm, to protect yourself from attack or whatever it is that you know that you have to protect yourself from, that thing that you put into action is your self-preservation. You go to work to make money to be able to pay your bills. You are self-preserving economically. We self-preserve biologically. In fact, the essence of life is to preserve. Every day that we wake up and we live, we self-preserve. You sweeping you need to mop it, otherwise you will trip and hit your head. That is now going to get a mop and clean that water. You're preserving yourself from harm. Is a natural, basic human instinct. Now, when you remove that very self-preservation instinct, or you remove it from, you don't remove it, nobody actually removes it from themselves, yeah? Everybody preserves themselves, everybody protects themselves from harm. But then when you go to someone else with harm, you have a problem. Okay? You have a problem. Now, bear in mind that the person you're going to with harm has the basic human instinct to protect themselves from you. Consequently, if you say that you're ESN when you're not ESN, you're a criminal, and there is a self-preservation in place for one to protect themselves from criminals. Okay? If I switch back a little bit, there is something that I have come to understand a few or some time ago, but I would not want to be taken out of context. So I have to be as clear as I can be. Well, of course, people that can twist you can knock yourself out and twist. The fact that we are seeking a nation that we will call our own, the fact that we are in this quest for the restoration of Biafra, in fact, being an IPOB member makes you a self-preserver. I have the ability to feel the pain of people, to absorb whatever emotion you're wearing. I will quickly absorb that. Far away from you, I can still sense it. So for you to be a member of IPOB, you are already on your way to actualizing your racial preservation. If you're following me on Facebook at Uchechi Okwu Kanu, or on Twitter, known as X, which will be at Okwu K Kanu, you will come to understand how very, very serious I am about self-preservation. Self-preservation is the essence of the existence of IPOB. Self-preservation is the essence of the existence of ESN. Now, I have just got an information that some people, a certain criminal is calling a lot of people, telling them that he or whatever, he and his group, that they are a member of ESN. You know, you should report and or whatever, they will come to attack you. There is no ESN in Kwara State. I know and I believe that our people cannot fall for such nonsense. ESN is in the bushes in Biafra land, protecting our mothers, our fathers, our siblings, our brothers and our sisters, making sure they can go to the farm, at least plant and harvest something for the family. And if you can agree with me, the Fulani headsmen raping and killing and slaughtering our people, you can see that that has gradually petered out, or it is gradually petering out. And that is all thanks to ESN. So ESN is preserving the security. They are safety preservers. They are preserving the safety of our people. They are saving them from being slaughtered or raped by Fulani headsmen. So anybody going around mentioning themselves to be ESN, in fact, let me divert a little bit. I happened to have a very good very good summary concerning ESN. Biafrans, I kid you not. If we can give all that we have in terms of trust and belief, and of course, all the support that ESN requires, I kid you not, you will have the best security network in the world. I kid you not. Believe me when I tell you that the first-hand analysis I have, or reports or summary, I don't know how to put it, but these people are disciplined. Disciplined. Somebody be very disciplined. Because in discipline, you can achieve more height of stars itself. They are focused, they are disciplined, and they are well mannered. They know what they're saying at the time they're saying. They do not go about collecting money from people. That is how they are trained. That is how they are trained. That is not to say that or anything, but it is how you inculcate and imbibe discipline in people. When you have a child, that is why I love children so much, because apart from the fact that they will pick up their mother's gene, their father's gene, their own natural gene, or their own natural genetics, and also that the environment that they're growing can also impact on their personality and traits. You can mold a child to a certain, of course, their own traits will come out once in a while, and you try and find out which one supersedes and which one is greater than the other one, and then you can mold it. You can mold a child in a certain way. As long as that child is not allowed to have more environmental influential or influencing factors that might change that child in the future. But in a certain environment, that child can be molded into a certain behavioral individual, as long as there's no biological, genetical problems whatsoever anywhere. So the ESN you hear about, the ESN that you hear about that exists under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu, not the criminals that go around claiming to be ESN. After all, some criminals, they will wear Nigerian military uniform and they will go and rob, claiming that they're Nigerian. Yes? So the people, the real ESN, are organized, They are focused. And they are mannered. And anya ha anọghị n'ego. Now, I want to tell you something. The most dangerously determined individual is the person who gives up his life voluntarily. 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 Nobody came to them to knock on their door and beg them or give them money to come and join. That is to tell you how determined and focused they are. So if you're calling ESN, you need to take that name off your mouth anyway, because it's not for you. The ESN that exists are made of a certain steel. They have been trained in a certain way. They're not umokoko. They are not umokoko. And they are not noisemakers. They are not noisemakers. Where would you see them making noise? They're in the bushes, protecting our people. So, when someone protects you, what is that person to you? When someone is protecting you from harm, what does it tell you? It tells you that this person loves you and wants to preserve you. When someone looks after you and protects you and cares for you and provides for you, it means that this person is preserving you. At some point, I will be talking about all these what is this nonsense going on between our African women, most especially our women, and their husbands. Your husband is your protector and your provider. He is your preserver. He preserves you. I'm not saying all the men, some men don't, but where that man is not found wanting, and he could have a job or no job, but that shouldn't be a problem. As long as that man is in his authority position, which is a protector and a provider. I will be breaking this down at some point in the future, because when you're a protector, it comes with love. It comes with gentle approach. A protector. When someone is protecting, just like you're protecting your child. And as a provider, the fact that you're providing is because you have love in you. So when someone is ravaging and pillaging your land, that person is not preserving. He's not preserving the land. He's not making the land a suitable place for the people to be able to preserve, to self-preserve even. So please, like I said, I don't want to take too much of our time. I hope that these 2 points are something that you can't forget easily. We need to continuously push that Justice Binta Nyako recuses herself from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. She's conflicted. Her interests are conflicted. And secondly, we have to switch on our self-preservation mode to protect ourselves from harm. I know that at some point, when the time comes, of course, when a country is about to become to go on its own, there will be people at the table, and that is when all the people we're hoping to talk about us will come and show that they know what they're doing. But at the moment, We have to start showing that we can self-preserve. We can self-preserve ourselves. And like I said, things are becoming more difficult by the day. Things are becoming very, very, very difficult. Prices of things are skyrocketing off of the roof. And people are struggling. So I thought to mention this because I've mentioned it before. Every village where you have stream that you no longer attend the stream, let someone begin to campaign for the youth to resuscitate the access or the usage of the stream, because I know that a lot of people in the village, everybody has, everyone resorted to using borehole water. But I just have this in my head that if we can all go back to using our streams just like it was before, that part of buying pure water and buying water and buying water and buying pure water is buying typhoid, I believe. But when you go to the stream where you have the spring water, you have some water coming out from the rock, but ahihetorichala everywhere and no one goes there anymore. But the villagers can come together and clear the bushes and start using the stream. That is one part of expense cut off. No one will have to pay for pure water. No one will have to pay for borehole water, because even the owners of borehole cannot pump water because they cannot afford to buy petrol. So what is going to happen? When we are blessed with so much of these natural resources, why we're enough for me? For now, let's cut to drinking the water that we have. Like I call it, it's water of life. It's spring water, and it's cleaner and clearer than pure water. The one in nylons, the typhoid they seal in nylons for everybody to drink. Let's go back to fetching water from our streams, so that way the people in the village will not have to spend money. Can they not township is what the mirror, of course, but can they not a village making one mirror that is very, very natural? Because the one in the pure water sachet, they pump it into buckets. Hey, some of these people, you pass out, you go into a fit, because they couldn't mean na bucket, one bucket maybe she put a feel seal. Everybody, you can buy selling machine to laminate the sachet. You laminate the water, put it in your bag, and then that's it, pure water. You're not able to. So let's go back to fetching water from our streams. If we can do that, that will cut down on the expenses that we have currently, because the economy has nosedived and people are struggling. I mean, the struggle is everywhere. So this is my little contribution to self-preservation. So this is economical. Let's get into that. Let's get into safety preservation. How can I protect my neighbor? How can I protect my sister, my brother? If you switch that on, I do not see the reason why you will allow someone to convince you to pillage your own community, to cause chaos in your community. That shouldn't happen at all. So while the neo-colonialists are waiting, as they're used to Africans, calling upon them as saviors. And I see these things on social media. Was it civilization started in Africa? The first man the first sojourn in this world was African. Okay, Guinea means yeah. We are first in everything. Why are we here? Why have we chosen to be where we are today? And why do you think they are ruling us? They are ruling us because in our stupidity, we have refused to come as one. If you know the power of unity, you will not mess with it. You will not mess with unity if you know the power of unity. And that is why anybody that messes up with unity where I am, I will not forgive you. That place you want to go there and stay. Knock yourself out. Because I can see that the path you're threading is where your masters want you to go. That is how they want you to behave. That is how they want you to think. That is how they want you to believe of yourself being intelligent. Everybody is intelligent. But what makes you an intelligent person or a special person is the ability for you to carve out the solution. Solution. So all these, you're fighting yourselves, you're doing the, no, we're not fighting ourselves. The people who have chosen to showcase their foolishness ostensibly are the people making fool of themselves. IPOB under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu has moved on. All you need is to fall under the leadership. Ayana Gaga. A lot of people have lost their lives in this journey. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the only person in the prison. There are hundreds of our brothers and sisters in the prison. There's some people that their mothers do not even know where they are. They just disappeared off of the face of the earth. And these things do not wear you down at night. It does not bother you. These are the burdens that I bear. And I pray that my brothers and sisters would see that we are under attack. And as a human being who is functioning, your self-preservation instinct has to kick in. It has to kick in. Let it kick in. I remember when I was in the secondary school, there was this setting. I think I was in my penultimate year to writing what's it called, WIAC. And at the time my parents didn't come to see me. And you know how it is in school. You have to chew your cabin biscuit and your this hot chocolate. It's called Milo and milk. And I won't know all that thing. So I like to make it look like chocolate. Yeah, milk. They're very thick, so I can paste it on my biscuit, and that's it. And sometimes you will run out of food. You will go for days. When I was in secondary school, I had gone for days with no food because I had run out. We're writing exams. My parents were yet to come and visit me. So what do? Do you now go and start stealing? No. And then if you come to my cubicle, I had this cubicle where I had chewing gums. Like, I just set out a small carry, like nylon and paste it. You just use chewing gum to paste it. So cover the wall. And then I have chewing gums in my cubicle. You have like yellow, black, white. Very funny, But what was those chewing gum for? That was my self-preservation. It mentally, when I chew gum, I become filled. I would be filled from chewing gum. And mentally, I think, oh, this is black, and this is yellow, this is pink. Oh, tomorrow I will have pink and I'll have yellow. And I stayed without noise. You would not know that I've not eaten, but I have water to drink. So why would you jump around and mess around because there is no food? And who says you must eat three square meal a day? Who actually made that a mandatory? you can eat too much of food. I don't know for the mind, especially if you are a spiritual people. Sometimes there are things you would eat and your spirit will say, I don't want this, not today. I can't. Your spirit will just tell you that I don't want this food today. So water is very important. Let's go into self-preservation. And I hope that I'm making sense here. Preserve ourselves. So let's start preserving ourselves and then begin to come out. So when you know all these principalities and powers, when they look at us and see that we have knitted closely, there is no space for any person to come in to cause confusion or plant seed of discord. That's when we become stronger. And that is what makes people stronger. We come here, we come with our bags, we come to the UK, we go to America. What are we looking for? Greener pastures. What is that? You're trying to self-preserve. It's all self-preservation. But what happens when you're a certain person who is not loved just by how God has made you? Because you're special and you're called under the sun to be the protection, the solace for other people. That's all. You are hated. And now, we as IPOB members are self-preserving. So let's continue to preserve properly. It is very important. Let's cleanse our hearts of iniquitous acts and behaviors. Be strong in the face of your enemies. When you see evil, call it evil. Speak the truth always, because truth is strength. Truth is honor. Truth is light, and it remains your stronghold. With this, my dear very people, conscious Biafrans, it is good evening. God bless you all.